Hello my friends and welcome back. It is finally time. I listened to your suggestions and I'm going to try Emacs. I'm already a little bit scared. But before we jump in, quick context. Emacs is an old school, very powerful text editor. But people don't really use it like a normal editor. It is more like a programmable workspace that you can shape into your own writing or coding or notes environment. For this video, I'm mainly looking at Doom Emacs. Doom is basically a pre-configured Emacs setup that makes things feel more modern and much less intimidating to start with. The big reason people recommend Emacs for nodes is org mode. Think of it a bit like Obsidian or Logseq, but way more text first and keyboard driven. You write plain text notes, outlines, to-dos, links, schedules and even code blocks inside the .org files. And then there is also evil mode, which gives Emacs Vim style controls. So if you come from Vim or Neovim, you still get the normal mode, insert mode, motions, leader keys, and that general modal editing feel. So the question for this video is, can Doom Emacs with org mode and evil feel like a serious node app for Neovim users or Obsidian users, or is it just a little bit too much Emacs? But before we begin, let's quickly look how I installed it on NixOS. So the flag is the entry point, so let's quickly take a look at the flag. For Doom, I'm using Nix Doom Emacs unstraightened. That is not Doom itself, but a Nix wrapper around Doom Emacs. So it takes Doom, reads my Doom config, builds the needed Emacs packages through Nix, and then exposes it through Home Manager. The important part here is the flag does not just say install the latest Doom somehow, it pins the exact version in flag.log. So if I install this on another machine or rebuild it later, Nix knows exactly which Doom source and which Emacs packages to use. That is the whole reason why I want this to not have a manual editor installed, but a reproducible editor as a part of my system config. Then if we go further down, we see the actual Doom install, which is in Home Manager. And this file is pretty simple. We have the classic imports at the start. We import the flag module in here. Then we enable the requirements for the application itself. So it's fd and ripgrep. We enable Doom. We set the Doom directory, for example, and other things. And that's it. Doom is installed. There is also the doom.d folder. So if we look in here, we have the config L, the init L, and the packages L. So let's take a look at the init L. Inside here are all the modules for Doom. For example, evil mode, magic, org mode, markdown completion, dashboard, and such things. Next, inside of config L is where personal settings go. Themes, line numbers, org directory, custom key bindings, or small behavioral changes, just like that. Inside of packages L is where extra Emacs packages would go, if I want something that Doom Emacs does not already include, for example. But these files are not some weird Nix-only things, they are normal Doom Emacs files. The difference is only where they live and who manages the installation, instead of being an unmanaged folder in my home directory somehow. And start Doom Emacs. If I'm able to write it, yeah, there it is. I don't really know what the difference is between Emacs and Emacs client, but I will find that out one day. This time just let's start Emacs client. So here we are finally in Emacs. I'm gonna confess, this is not the first run, this is take 2 because I was struggling so much I couldn't even create a folder. But I googled stuff, so Alt X, then make directory. And in here we go to documents, and here we create go luix org. Create just a new directory. That's done. Now that we have a directory, I think we should create an index file, just like a home file for it. And with that you can do Ctrl X for all the commands, then Ctrl F. You can do again documents and go to my part here. And then we just write a file, index.org. It doesn't seem so intuitive right now. It feels all really weird, really new, but I'm hoping to get the hang of it. We have the title already. Then this is the org framework, so it's like Markdown, but it's older, it's org. That's what we used in Neorg, for example. I didn't even know that, but that's kind of where it comes from. So titles are the same. Let's just quickly do these titles that I always do. YouTube, private, work, Japanese. Why is this indented? It misses the space. So now we have the subtitles, and maybe we just do, should I do to-dos? I never really do them. Yeah, no, let's forget about the to-dos. I'm going to create links, and these files don't exist, which makes it really annoying to type. We kind of have to go, so we're linking to a file, then we are linking to something in here. We want that to be in the YouTube folder or directory, youtube.org. And for it to have a proper display name, you can just do this and say YouTube home. And this doesn't work because it needs another bracket all around it. And that's it. So we created YouTube home. I hope that I can just Shift V. Oh yeah. So copying is another thing. I'm not sure if yanking works, but we can just try. It did work. But we have some lines that we don't want. We want one more line here, one more line here. Okay, this feels very whimmy right now. And I cannot edit this. Do I need to? No, I don't want to delete that. That's confusing. How do I edit these? I just really need the YouTube now. It asks me directly YouTube does not exist, create it. Yes, permission denied. I'm not sure that's true. Did it make it at /YouTube because I didn't put a dot in front of it, so it didn't use the current directory? Am I now on root level? Control X, then B. Oh, and we're back. But that didn't solve the problem that I cannot edit this. So it says Control C, then Control L. Then I have the link down there. But then I can just edit the link. That link is fine. Oh, now I can edit the description. Okay, I understand. We're getting there. We got that one. And here, Control C, Control L. Private. I'm just gonna add a dot. So private and then home, home.org. And if we copy this, yank, C, Control L. We're getting faster. This time we are at work home. All right, here, Control C, Control L. Now we know how it works. Japanese. If I navigate into this, oh, it does not exist. So if we go Control C, B, wasn't it? When it was back again to previous buffer, Control X and then B. So earlier it was Control C. I don't know what the differences is between Control X and Control C yet. Let's just make it on the private one. We have private home. So in Emacs, they don't write Control, they just write C and CX. How do I best navigate? Also, I want to know how I can do simpler linking without the annoying typing that we had to do. And finally, I want to have, I think, a few templates. So I did to-dos anyways. By the way, can I zoom? Oh, I can. I didn't know that, sorry. I let you all zoomed out so far all the time. So now we can actually read it, even on mobile probably. What I quickly want to check is how does it look right now when I'm in documents. Okay, in here is just the private and the YouTube. So where are we in right now? We are in private. And in here we have nothing. Is it because it's not saved? So Control S. No, that's search. That's not. Control W, write. Did I write it? Okay, maybe I have to do Control X, then Control S. Saved. It's written. Now, there it is. And if we just look at what's in there, looks simple. So Control X are general Emacs commands. So those are just the basic actions. Why is it up here now? Do I always have to go back? That's so annoying. Now I have to go back one, do the dash, and then we're good. That's a little stupid. We can switch buffers or kill. So maybe I have to make a little cheat sheet here. So I'm just gonna write it uppercase and lowercase without dashes. This also creates files in case it doesn't exist, otherwise it just opens it. To save, you also do Control X, so you're in the general Emacs commands, or buffer. I think everything is a buffer in Emacs, so Control X is the general Emacs commands buffer, I suppose, not so sure. And then Control S and we save. So let's just do this, Control X, Control S. You can do Control X and Control W to write it somewhere. And we just do testfile.org. Now let's just quickly check it. Now we have the test file as well. We are now in the test file, which is problematic. So we have to switch the buffer. That's Control X, Control B. What the hell is all that? How can I interact with it? I don't want to use the mouse. Ugh. No, I didn't want to split it. Modified, saved and kill. Now I have two open. What's happening? I'm so confused. Why are there two? So Control X and numbers should do. Oh, I created more. Maybe Control X and 0 deletes them. I was just looking at it from the wrong angle. Control X 0. But how do I change focus? So if I'm in this one and I want to jump over here, I do not want to use the mouse to jump. Maybe I can search for it. Emacs is hard. You know, the other apps that I started off kind of easy, but Emacs is hard. So it's set Control X, then O. What's the description of O? Can we see it somewhere? There, other window. What if there are multiple? You just jump around. So we go to the other window, press Control X and 0, and then there's just one left. And we can get back. What did we learn? We learned a lot. So Control X, then 0 kills current win. Then we have Control X, and I think it was 1 kills other windows. And if you want to split it, I think it was 3. And then to jump between them when you have created something, it's Control X and O. Between open buffers, I think they're buffers. I have no idea. So that's already kind of important. Control X and 3 splits it. Right. Open create files. So I have to use the path. What I'm wondering is, can I edit this here? Could I just give a write here? No, that doesn't work. That would be... oh, no, it does work. A text is read only. Okay. But I could theoretically. So that's just Control X. General Emacs commands. And Control C are mode specific commands. That depends on what mode I am in. So when I'm in insert mode, there's org deadline. Let's just test that. Control U. What happened? Nothing happened. I'm just at the start now. Okay, let's try again. Control C. Deadline. Control U. It just goes on top for some reason. Maybe something else. Org to do. Enter to do. Oh, that's nice. So what is there? Can I zoom into this one as well, maybe? Oh, no, I cannot. We have idea, done, kill, to do. Let's go with idea. Oh, and I spammed it into the title. Why? The title gets the idea flag. Really? So if I do something else here, we do a test and we do some text and then Control C, Control I. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Control C, Control T. And this time we go with kill. Yeah, the title gets it. That's strange, but I like it. Okay, what were my to-dos? Somewhere I wrote some to-dos. If I go Control X and 1 or 2, right, 3. Then I go Control X and O, Control X and Control F. Why is there no index file? Where's the index file? I'm confusion. Okay, I can save all modified buffers by clicking or pressing Control X and then just S. Save some buffers. Some means all. So we have private org. Yes, it didn't ask about the index. Did I lose the index? List buffers. So was it Control X? O? Yes. And in here we have an index. And if can I open this? Then Control X, Control S. Now is it saved? Oh, it is. I didn't lose it. Wonderful. This took way too much brain. Holy. I haven't even done anything. I've just navigated and created a few files. Oh, that will be a hard one to learn. Okay, I have to say, I think this is it for this episode. There's so much I learned, so many new things, but there's still so much that I don't know. I have no idea yet what a project is, for example. I always have to select a project when I start it up. No idea what that is. Okay, and for next time, I actually make some to-dos and do some research. So first of all, I want to know what projects are. I want to add some templates. When I create a new node that I can add a template, then I want to create presentations inside of Emacs if that's possible. Similar to Obsidian, where you have a plugin for Presenter, where you can just make some simple slides with bullet points. I need that. Then I want to have syncing either over GitHub or any other service that is free and open source. Then I want to fix the indentation. It's really annoying, for example, when I create a new list item here, it just is indented that way, which is annoying. Why is it indented? I want to fix that. And lastly, if I have time, I want to look at flashcards for vocabulary learning for languages. So those are my to-dos. If you have anything else that I could add, maybe a template or other things, just let me know in the comments. I have to say, Emacs is amazing. Every time I achieved something or learned something new, I had a little nerdgasm, if I could say that. Yeah, and that's it. I hope you have a wonderful evening or morning, and hope to see you next time. Goodbye.